receive satisfactory air quality test and will be sealed off from the rest of the building. We expect to get the air quality testing sometime on Friday, which means that those 4 classes at the high school and 2 classes at the middle school will not be in use for the first day of school for middle and high school students, which has been moved from Thursday to Friday in order to accommodate the mold remediation.
Now, has there been any check of the elementary schools in the area? Are they all good?
There was one elementary school where there was some suspicious material yesterday. We did have the same vendor who is doing the air quality testing go take a look at that school. They were able to identify possibly a chair or a bookcase that might have something on it, so just to be safe, we took those right out of the building, but have not had any reports of mold at any of the elementary schools. Other than that, that was Bridge Street.
Bridge Street, okay.
And elementary students are starting on Friday as well?
Elementary students are starting tomorrow.
Okay, so they're still on.
Yes.
So they're for tomorrow, and then middle school and high school are starting on Friday?
That's correct.
Okay. And is there any way to prevent this in the future, because you guys have to implement the COVID-19 filtration? Is there a way to prevent the mold?
Well, I think that the weather will be on our side. As we start getting into fall, we'll have cooler days, we'll have lower dew points, and there'll be less humidity in the area. One thing we have been able to do with the high school is turn on the air chiller, which is like an air conditioner, so that cools the air and helps to dry it out. Our suspicion is that over the month of August, when we had the hurricanes, it was extremely warm, and we didn't have the air chiller on because the building was not in use. There was an opportunity for the mold to build up in those areas.
Tell me a little bit about the remediation process. I know that there's different methods that you can use to get rid of mold. What did the Northampton School District have to use?
So I want to be clear that the Northampton Public Schools is not going to be the agency that's cleaning the schools. We're actually working with Quality Cleaning and Restoration. They have an expertise in mold remediation, and we wanted to make sure that we did this right, so we brought them in. But again, as I've said, since this is really hard surface areas, as I understand the process, it's just applying a product and wiping it off.
Like a chemical product?
Yes.
Now, the updates to the HVAC system that ultimately was bringing more humid air in, was that something that was done in every school? And I guess the second question being, what might the school district be doing, maybe moving into next year when humid air comes again, to prevent that from happening once again in the school?
So that is a really excellent question. We are just on the second day of managing this, so we haven't had a chance to think about, what the lessons learned for the future are. I can say that the areas in the high school that are affected, if you think of the ground floor, for those of you who are familiar with the building, a lot of those classroom spaces are subgrade as it is, so it's almost like the kind of humidity that you might experience in a basement at times. So I'll be talking to our maintenance department about what we can do to change cleaning protocols or change processes to keep a closer eye on that over the course of the next summer.
Have you heard from other school officials at all in other districts? I mean, obviously, we reported yesterday South Hadley has had mold in their building. They've had to push high schoolers starting back, for quite some time. Have you heard from any other districts or any other institutions in the city that may be experiencing the same kind of thing because of all this wet weather?
I've not had an opportunity to talk to my peers about this. We do meet every week online on Zoom on Wednesdays. However, managing these two situations has meant that I wasn't able to participate in that discussion today. I will say that I have been in consultation with the Department of Education about our remediation practices and have gotten favorable responses from the steps we've taken to keep all the kids safe.
And should the situation arise again, would you guys ever consider switching back to full remote like South Hadley elected to do?
I don't think that we would envision changing to full remote unless we were not able to occupy the buildings for a long period of time. We, as I said, had situations that were really surface level that we knew that we could quickly manage, and so we felt that the best course of action was to just take a day off, delay the start of school, and then go right back into fully in-person learning. We know that students and staff have been looking forward to in-person learning for a long time, and we want to make that a reality for them as quickly as possible. Okay.